أعوذ بالله من الشيطان عافية عافية أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ما شاء الله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم. Every lecture has to have a heading, a title. You know, we say طريقتنا suhba وخير في الجميع أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولو الأمر منكم. Our way is association, to come together with each other in the presence of the Shaykh. Either he's going to be here with us or spiritually, and blessing comes on the group. Shaykh, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bismillah. There is a hadith that I heard about that Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha asked two prophets at one time if, for instance, it's Laylatul Qadr, for instance, there's a moment in Laylatul Qadr when dua is accepted, to reach that magic moment. It said there's one on Friday also, after sometime between Maghrib Thursday night and Maghrib Friday night. It's all Yom al-Jummah, Laylatul Jummah. There's a golden moment where dua is accepted. There is, in the last part of the night, between midnight and Fajr and up till sunrise, a golden moment where Allah comes to the lowest heaven and say, who is there asking me something? I should grant them. Who is asking forgiveness? I should forgive them. Even Maulana Shaykh used to say, who say, oh my Lord, I love you, and goes back to sleep, it's also okay. There's a moment of acceptance. If you reach that moment, you know your prayer is going to be accepted. What should you ask for? And Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or Aisha, ask for afia. That's when you said your name, that's what reminded me. Afia. Fi dini wa duni wa ahli wa mali wa akhirah. Afia means well-being, good health, good condition, good rizq, good money, good everything. Good deeds. Ask for that. And afia comes after afu, forgiveness. Afu, Allah's beautiful name. Allah is Afu Rahim, Rauf or Rahim. Blots out sins and mistakes as if they never happened. Forgiveness is one thing. The court might forgive something. Better if they take it off your record entirely. That's a higher level. They take it away like as if it didn't happen. Sins. Ask afu wa afia. The best thing. May Allah grant us. In ourselves, in our families, in our life, in everything we're doing, afia. And because afia comes after afu, we're coming now from the month of Safar al-Khair. It's a difficult month. It's known as the month where difficulties comes. All kinds are clustered in this month, manifests in this month. After this month comes the holy month of Prophet's birth, Rabiul Awwal. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And the best afu, the best forgiveness, is when Holy Quran said, وَلَوْ أَنَهُمْ ظَالِمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ جَاءُوكَ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. جاءك فاستغفر الله واستغفرهم الرسول لوجد الله توابا رحيما. I'm not a scholar, but it means Allah said to addressing to prophets in that ayat, saying, "Oh, my Habib, oh, my beloved one, Ya Rasulullah, if only your people, when they did mistakes, they came to you asking the forgiveness of Allah, and you asked forgiveness for them, they would have found Allah accepting. Tawab and Rahim. They would have found every action goes back to a different face of Allah, a different name. Tawab and Rahim means the one accepting your repentance and giving mercy. It's a good practice for believers to, through their hearts, to approach the spirituality of Prophet ﷺ and ask, "Oh, Ya Rasulullah, inni atawassalu bika ila Rabbi." I'm coming to my Lord through you. Ask forgiveness for me. Allahumma shafi fina bijahi. Is the main thing different from the Wahhabi or Salafi idea and Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah idea. One say Prophet, he brought the Quran like the UPS or the FedEx or Amazon, sign here, or just knocked on the door, left the package and went. Others say no, it's a living presence, has to be present with the Ummah. Holy Quran says, وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَا يُقْتَلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتٌ بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. Don't say of those who died in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that they're dead. They live, but you don't see it. You can't understand it. And who was more on the way of Allah than Prophet? His life, his death was only on the way of Allah, more than all the others put together. So if you believe in Holy Quran, it means he's alive, but we don't see it. And in Hadith, he said, "I'm fresh alive in my grave. You make salat on me, I return that salat to you. I make prayers on you." It's a good habit for believers to approach prophets as much as you can, asking the forgiveness of Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Prophet is making intercession for the believer, he's going to accept. His intercession is accepted 100%. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad Sayyidina Walidina. It's the Salawat al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the best medicine for our difficulties and problems. There was a Sahaba that he heard this idea from Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, "I'm going to make 1/4 of my reciting to be salawat on you, Ya Rasul." Darul Sharif. And the Prophet smiled and he said, "I'm going to make it half of it all for you." And the Prophet smiled more. "I'm going to make all of it for you." It's not too much. It's not too much. To stress the importance of it. You have to do everything, but try, whenever you remember it, to approach Prophet ﷺ in your heart, asking the forgiveness of Allah and His holy intercession. There was a famous dua, prayer, supplication. In the time of Prophet, there was a person who was blind. He wasn't born blind, he became blind. He had sight and then he lost it, and he was too much disturbed by that. he went to the Prophet ﷺ and said his problem. Ya Rasulullah, I can't carry this. It's too much difficulty for me. Pray Allah bring my sight back. And the Prophet said to him, be patient. And he said, Ya Rasul, 3 times he said. Finally, Prophet ﷺ, he taught him a dua. He said, you go to your place, your home, you make wudu or ghusl, pray 2 rakahs, and you make dua. Allahumma inni as'aluka atawajjahu ilayk bi habibika Sayyidina Muhammad Nabi Rahma. Oh my Lord, I'm coming to you, I'm turning my face to you, but I'm coming to you by Muhammad, the Prophet of Mercy, Nabi Rahma. Then continue the dua as if now you're addressing Prophet. Ya Muhammad, inni atawassalu bika ila Rabbi. Kuli hajat, or hada hajat li tuqtani, for my need to be met, whatever your need is. Saying to Prophet, I'm coming to you, directing myself to you, to Allah. Then again, finishing the prayer by addressing back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma shafi'u fina bijahindik, or fi bijahindik, fihi. Oh my Lord, make him my intercessor with you in your divinely presence. And that person did like that, and his problem, his sight was returned. So people said that was in the time of Prophet only. When Prophet was alive, you could speak it. Not now, after he went from this world. But it happened in the time of Sayyidina Osman, when he was Amir al-Mu'minin, that someone had a problem, a difficulty. Only it could be solved by the Sultan. There was a difficult issue, only the Emir could solve it. But he has no way to reach him. How to reach the king? He had a friend who had connection there, and he said, oh, my brother, I have this problem. Can you speak to the Sultan that he can solve my difficulty? And his friend said, what we just said, I heard from Prophet that dua, go to your place, make wudu or ghusl, shower or wudu, pray 2 rakahs and make dua. Allahumma inni as'aluka tawajjahu ilayka bi habibika Mustafa Sayyidina Muhammad Nabi Rahma. Ya Muhammad. This is after the time of Prophet left this world physically. Inni atawajjahu bika ila Rabbi, natawassalu bika ila Rabbi li kulli haja li tuqtali. I direct myself to you by Muhammad. Ya Muhammad, I'm directing myself to my Lord through you. Oh my Lord, make him my intercessor. He went and did that dua, and after a short time, the Sultan called him. He got a message saying Osman wants to see you. He said, Alhamdulillah, my friend must have got through to him to put in a good word for me. He went to the Sultan, he solved his problem. He was happy, and he met his friend after that. He said, thank you, you went in and pled my case to the Sultan, he solved it. He says, I was out of town, I just came back now. I didn't see him. He said, but he called me, he doesn't know me, the Sultan. How he called? You did that what I told you? He said, yes. So they use that as the dalil, the proof for that dua, even after the time of Prophet. Make a habit of that. Try to make a good habit for that. We have so many bad habits. Add one good habit. Make a point of asking Prophet to intercede for us, to take away, Allah should forgive us and to grant us what our needs, solve our difficulties for us. If Allah solves it, and He can do everything. Innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. He can do everything. If Prophet is asking on our behalf, he should help us. Try to use it. It's Walana Sheikh's advice to me, and anyone wants to take benefit from that, use it. I'm not going to make a long talk. That point is enough. Use it. Try to practice it. It's no good to give hours and hours lecture at this point, at that point, and this point. We're not doing any of it. Do one thing. Make a point to use that dua of the blind man, or at least in your own words to come in your heart. Oh, my Prophet, as-salatu wa salam alayka ya Rasul. Even like that. To address yourself to the living presence of Prophet to on our behalf. We don't know how to get up. We're stuck on earth. How to climb up, how to get up to the world's of realities. It needs divine help. Ask, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us during this holy month. Rabiul Awwal is coming. May He make openings and blessings for everyone, take away difficulties and problems. To be, as they say, the mountains to be kathiban mahila, ground into powder. Huge mountains of problems to become. You see the mountain, you think it's huge. One day it's going to be flattened. Those mountains are our difficulties also. You think no one can pass it, Allah can level it. May Allah grant us. Fatiha. Try to give a portion of your day and night for Salat al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.